lot of character sheets and 50 points to allocate stats to. So before we begin, weapon use goes up to 50 because it's going to be really useful in combat, but not very easy to train. And let's see, 5 points go into magic because there are several puzzles that have multiple solutions, and magic is generally the best one for those. The rest goes into strength so I can carry stuff. Does anybody want to help me name my hero? So am I on there?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay. All right. Laurie says, "Say the line." Hi, I'm David. Okay, that's the one. Uh, so what should I name my hero? I could just stick to David, but John Stamos for hero.
Mushy.
Mushy. I like mushy. Let's do mushy. Sweet, y'all can hear me now. Okay, so in case you missed my some of what I said before, today we're playing as a fighter, and I've put 5 points into strength, gotten weapon use up to 50, and 5 points into magic. Weapon use is hard to train, and but it's very useful. Magic is useful for a lot of puzzle solutions, but I am still a fighter. Don't you worry. So, we ready to go? Can I do a countdown?
We are ready for a countdown.
Uh,
5,
mhm.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so yeah, this is gonna zoom by a little quickly, but the definition of 100% is basically you see at the top where it says score 3 of 500. I need to finish the game with 500 points, and so points are basically tasks that you can do that unique tasks. You got to remember each and every one of them. Like asking various people some stuff, talk to all the townsfolk at least once. So basically, I'm just going to be going around and doing all the things, and we're going to see the first instance of magic being used for a puzzle solution, and then I'm going to be doing an interesting bug here. So one of the RPG things that this game does is I do have inventory weight here, and I'm carrying way too much to be moving around. It's yeah, the hero's carrying too much, but this is a DOS game. Your variables don't get very big, and so when I get to 1070 rocks or so, then we're gonna see some interesting stuff happen, and this glitch is really really important. Oh, you can't see the points? Uh-oh. That's a All right, well, deal with that later, but for now, I'm looking to be at 1070 rocks. And so my inventory weight has actually overflowed. That's going to be really important when I start fighting things. But first, I'm freeing this fox now because in some of my practice runs earlier, I forgot to do that.
So while this is all going on, we have a 30-bit donation by Sputtle Fetch. Hopefully we're pronouncing your name right. As well as a $5 donation from Valen the Dragon. Thought I would donate after my run. Good luck to the rest of the runners. Let's all keep giving to a great cause. Thank you so much for your donations.
Oops. So this gargoyle just asked me what my name is, and then what's my favorite color? It's purple. What's the Baron's first name? That's about the second worst RNG you can get on questions. He has some random questions, and you got to type out answers, but he didn't give me the questions that have really short answers. Uh, so I'm at score 41 of 500 now, 44 of 500. I can see it in my game. I do have to visit Erasmus here to get 1 point for asking him something. He's supposed to tell me something about what's going on in this valley. Uh, Basically, the Baron of the Valley is cursed. He's lost his son and daughter, and brigands have invaded the valley and taken it over. I'm actually seeing some pretty poor luck here right now. I was hoping to see some random encounters in the forest. and I still haven't seen any. So one of the things that Sierra did with their games is that at the top, the score is displayed, and they basically challenge you to find all the tasks that get you all 500 points. But first, here are some meeps. I need some green fur from them. I don't know that I need this green fur for the Dispel Potion yet, but I'm going to get it anyways. And also, the Detect Magic spell is going to come in handy. A small trick with the parser here. Usually the parser only interprets the last noun that you actually put on the parser, so you can save yourself from typing out a verb multiple times by typing some stuff like get for mushroom. So you're seeing a bit of the combat system now, and you're seeing the inventory glitch in action, even though it's not quite obvious. Inventory weight is a factor in how often you get hit in combat. Quest for Glory 1 is notoriously difficult to survive in the early game. What time is it now? Mid-afternoon. I gotta watch the clock pretty carefully. This is an adventure game with random encounters. Yes, this is an adventure game with RPG elements. And by going into combat and dodging a lot, I am training my hero. Yeah, my stats are going up by doing this. I do need to train, unfortunately. So one of the nice things about Quest for Glory and the way they did the point list is that the point list changes with each class. So the fighter, the magic user, and the thief all have to do different things in order to get 500 points. The fighter has to do some fighter things, and so on. But sunset is approaching on day 1 now. This merchant is only here during the evenings, which is why I'm coming here now. Additionally, I can sleep at the inn for... Okay, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to actually visit the healer and give her ring back. I was a little short on gold there for actually sleeping at the inn. Yeah, there's a lot of intricacies to this route, and sometimes you just forget stuff. But 1 point for sleeping at the inn, and we're now on to day 2. I do have enough money to buy the open spell now. That's all the spells I'm gonna need for this. Day 2 is gonna be the longest one, and again, it involves going back here, dodging, and training a lot. And I really do need to do this. There's a couple of reasons. The fighter is expected to do fighter things, and some of that involves if you can fight it and defeat it, then you must. And there's like 7 random encounters in the forest, and I have to fight and beat them all. But there's also a weapon master at the castle who is very, very, very difficult, and I have to be able to beat him too. Yeah, sky's the limit on DOS game speedruns. I'm actually running DOSBox at 10,000 cycles because that's what the GOG release comes with, and so our rules say 10,000 cycles. Yeah, this should be the last time I drain the stamina bar for now. I did need a little extra training before I went and did one of my first quests. So Erasmus the Wizard was supposed to tell me about the curse that was on the valley, as well as the counter curse, and how to get rid of it. And so basically, there's a prophecy that says, comes a hero from the east, freed a man from form of beast, bring the child from out the cloud. Let's see, bring the child from out the band, drive the cursor from the land. Oh, and I am using some save scumming here to make sure Fetch successfully gets the seed. Right, I'm supposed to keep loading. It's random chance whether or not I get this, and I'll know from the positioning of the fetch spell if I got it. This is what it's supposed to look like. Some of that marathon nervousness coming in, and unfortunately this is pretty... There it is. That's going to do it. The other way to get the seed is to throw a rock at it or to climb up, but those require some training, and I just don't want to do any training. So the other thing while I'm here is there is an ogre guarding this cave right here. I do have to beat it. It's not a random encounter. It's just another thing that I have to kill. And did I mention what that inventory overflowing glitch is doing for me? I don't think I did. The amount of weight you're carrying in your inventory is a factor in how hard you are to hit in combat. So he's missing me a lot. But having done that training means that I'm now strong enough to take on the Kobold. And another thing I should mention is that I'm specifically running on version 1.2 of Quest for Glory 1. In some of the other categories, we will. That was some poor luck. In some of the other categories, we actually prefer to run version 1.0, but Fighter 100% is one of the few categories where you actually want 1.2. A major reason for that is that the Kobold is much easier to defeat in 1.2 as a fighter than he is in 1.0. Ah, that was a purple source. So I mentioned before that the fighter has to fight everything in the forest. Am I in the right place? Yes, I'm in the right place. So I gotta go ahead and give the healer a few of these ingredients, but the main reason I'm here is to buy the undead unguent, because I'm gonna need that when night comes around. Speaking of which, it's about mid-afternoon, so I'm gonna spend more time training, and I'm basically gonna do this until nightfall. 12 hours into this marathon and there's already so many bears. I didn't even mention Laurie about the bear person, so I typed in drink bear. I'm so nervous. Alright, so the bear was actually the Baron's son, enchanted to the form of a bear, so I freed the man from form of beast, but he was absolutely snobbish and arrogant and, you know, completely unbearable. Completely unbearable. So it's really good that I'm doing the inventory overflow glitch here, because normally the limiting factor in whether or not I can keep training is whether or not I have the health to survive it. With my hero carrying negative amounts of weight, that's basically making it easier for me to keep training. Dad jokes. Yes, that's right. So normally you can't keep resting because the hero eventually gets impatient, and you can see that the palette changed. It's nighttime now, and I'm getting tired, which is good because that's the prompt that it's about midnight. So I need to get the Mandrake root from the graveyard at midnight, and I do need to use the Undead Unguent. Oh, here's one of the random encounters. So I haven't talked about what random encounters can show up yet. At the beginning of the game, during the daytime, there's 3 weak encounters that can show up in the forest. The Goblin, the Purple Saurus, and the Brigand. There are some stronger encounters that for now only appear at night, and I'm specifically looking for the Cheetar. I have to beat each of these random encounters at least once. And the Cheetar is actually doing a lot of damage. The inventory weight overflow does make this game a lot easier to survive, but it's no guarantee. I needed to loot the Cheetar's claws. So remember to ask about deal before you give the gem to the skull here, because if you forget to ask about deal, then that's 2 points that you're never getting back. So Hutter Brown, now sit down, and so we're gonna have a very, very long cutscene. So, yeah, Baba Yaga's gonna say some bad poetry, and first she's gonna paralyze me. I should mention that I'm very specifically doing this now because I'm running Quest for Glory 1 EGA. If it's possible to go to Baba Yaga when you have everything you need, but if you do, then you skip straight to the last meeting with her, which is not what you want because the second meeting gives you 3 points. So unfortunately, we have to go here now, and we have to wait through all this dialogue, and I can't speed through it. You have to wait through this whole thing. Oh, and she turns me into a frog. I'm a frog now. Does that frog look delicious? At the same time, I mean, this whole thing is gonna take 5 to 6 minutes. Baba Yaga is that slow, but I do have to be here because she's gonna ask me some questions like, "Oh, I don't suppose you have a name?" To which I have to specifically say, "Yes, I have a name." Oh, and the tingling sensation is wearing off. I bought an undead unguent from the healer to protect me from the ghosts in the graveyard, and I can get the mandrake root without using it, but I get 2 points for using it, so yeah. Am I brave? Yes, 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 I'm brave. Right? I'm brave? I'm definitely brave. Tingling sensation is gone. The undead unguent will no longer protect me. So, so she's turned me into a frog and is threatening to eat me. But hey, she just needs me to do her a little favor and get some mandrake root. Will I be a sweetened fetch? And I have to wait for the mouth to stop moving before I can say yes. And yeah, this cutscene is the longest part of any Quest for Glory 100% speedrun. You have to wait through this entire thing to get 3 points. I'm at 185 of 500 right now. Oh, and she's laying a curse on me that says I must bring back the root, the Mandrake root, by dawn, or else I will die. Quest for Glory is a little more forgiving than other Sierra games in that they generally don't kill you without warning. They usually give you a way out. But it does still have some moments of just killing you. But since I already have the Mandrake root, I'm going to return here. And, well, she's going to turn me into a frog again. One small... If you're familiar with this game, you might realize that there's a 256 color VGA remake that uses mouse, point and click, basically. It has a few differences between it and the original. Some of them are stuff like, she's going to ask me if I brought the Mandrake like promised. In the VGA version, you automatically say yes every time, but here I must specifically remember to say it, or else she will eat me, even though I do have the Mandrake root. Mouse? By the way, am I playing 1.0 or 1.2? I am playing 1.2. So the biggest reason I'm playing 1.2 is that a lot of my stats seem to train more quickly in it. And yeah, the Kobold fight is easier in 1.2. Oh, creatures of bog, spirits of fog, return the true form to this rather dumb frog. Hey! Did you put it in your backpack? Yep. And you can't see it on the stream, but I got 3 points for giving her the Mandrake root. So I went through this 6 to 7 minute cutscene, however long it is, just to get 3 points. But I gotta get all 500. And that's the definition of 100%. So let's see. I think I mentioned random encounters in the forest. There's 7 total. I have done 2. I've done 2. The Mantray and the Cheetar. 3 points. That's right. Oh, and she decides since we did get her the Mandrake, she'll let us live this time. But next time she will definitely turn me into a frog. But the hero is like, well, next time I'm going to return the favor. There's one more thing I need to do at night, because the Mushroom Ring has fairies dancing in it at night, so I'm going to dance for them. And because I did that, then I'm going to get some fairy dust from them. And yes, Baba Yaga needed the Mandrake root so she could make Mandrake Mousse. There is one other random encounter that will only ever come out at night, and that's going to be the troll. But I don't like to try to to force a troll encounter at night, particularly since there's one place where a troll encounter is guaranteed. Oh, and the Dryad's gonna ask for the seed that I got from the spitting plants. She'll give me an acorn for it. And then let's see, I'm looking for a random encounter on the way back. That's a goblin. And the goblin's gone. I managed to get away from the goblin, so that's unfortunate. I want at least one more random encounter. For now, at least. But here, there's a hermit living in a cave here. Don't I need to defeat a troll to get the beautiful healing potion? I do. I have a specific troll in mind that I'm going to be fighting later. No random encounters so far. That's a little unfortunate. Do I see one here? No. Okay, then I'm going to have to... So I spent most of yesterday practicing dodging. A big reason for that is dodging drains stamina fast and trains my stats pretty quickly. But my dodge is going to be reasonably high at this point, so I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity to train some parry. My stamina points are at 83. My experience is at 599. And experience is worth keeping track of because there's one random encounter that will not appear until I have 1000 experience. So that's a major reason that I need to be training so much because I can't even get 500 points until I have that experience. But the other reason is that I'm going to be going to the castle pretty soon. The fighter is expected to take on the Weapon Master and win, and the Weapon Master is a notoriously difficult fight that most casual players just can't seem to ever beat. The main, let's see, the main thing I'm looking for before I fight the Weapon Master is that I need enough stamina to actually beat him. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this goblin off now. I actually don't have credit for beating a goblin yet. Alright, so stamina is 91, which is more than enough to deal with the Weapon Master. I'm expecting to be at like 80 or so. Since I rescued the Baron's son, he's gonna go ahead and have an audience with me while I'm here. I'm seeing some questions in chat about lockpicking and picking your nose. It will kill you in both versions if your lockpicking skill is low, but I don't know how to pick locks because I'm a fighter. Oops. Alright, so I do need to work in the stables, and I get 5 points for doing that. And then the Weapon Master is here. Safety save first, because I should win this, but it's by no means guaranteed. He actually pushed me back a little bit. For you casual players, if you had trouble beating the Weapon Master, inventory weight is a major factor in your ability to beat him, even if you don't make use of the glitch I used earlier. So I'm at 260 points now. Since I rescued the Baronet, these two are hanging out here talking about a secret password and a secret entrance. And then Bruno here, I get a couple of points for asking him about some stuff. The Baron gave me 50 gold for rescuing his son, and that's convenient because the heavy suit of armor costs about 50 gold, and I need to buy it to get full points. I'm just getting a few things here for extra points. Let me think. I don't have the Dispel Potion yet, so I'm going to need to go ahead and give the healer the rest of the ingredients for that. What did I... Acorn. And the claws. I should grab a couple of healing potions because some of the combat was being a little more lethal than normal. So with the Dispel Potion, I can finally do the third part of the counter curse, bring the child from out the band. There's a lot of hints in the game that the brigand leader is actually the Baron's daughter. and she's under an enchantment. But first things first, hide and go seek to get the troll out of the way, but I haven't fought a troll yet, so I can go ahead and just pick a fight with him. This guy counts for credit for killing a troll, and I can get his beard and give it to the healer. So I do need to do both. And yeah, he's actually hitting pretty hard this time around. It's a good thing I bought 2 healing potions, I guess. Get his beard, healing potion, and then I need to remember to rest in this cave because once I get through the cave, there's no resting allowed. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, and then there's a big old minotaur guarding the entrance to the Brigand Fortress. Most other classes would just use some sort of subterfuge to get around it, but the fighter? Nah, the fighter's gonna fight him. And well, with all the training I've done, I'm more than powerful enough to take on the Minotaur. Usually, if you can beat the Minotaur, not the Minotaur, if you can beat the Weapon Master, you can beat anything. Open spell will get me into this gate, and I could bust the gate down if I was strong enough, but my strength is almost never high enough to actually bust the gate down when I get there, which is why I prefer to just use the open spell to do it for me. Oh, and are these the Three Stooges? No, actually, they're Degre Knuckle-Kopfen. And then you're gonna find that the Brigand Warlock is actually the court jester for the castle, protecting the Barons. Huh? Okay, that was a little bit weird. Uh-oh. Yeah, I ran into some weird obstacles there that I don't think I've seen before. So, quick point check here. When you get to Elsa's office, you're going to want to be at 425 points when you leave. Once you're at 425 points when you leave, then you know that you're at enough points to finish the game. I forgot points aren't displayed on the stream, but I'm not going to be at 425 here. I'm actually going to be at 417, which means I'm 8 points short. And I know exactly why that is. There's a couple of random encounters that I haven't found yet. Actually, I haven't fought a brigand, so I can fight this guy right here to get credit for that. Okay, that was 1 point. I'm at 418. Oh, whoa. Purple Saurus? Yes! Alright, that's 1 more point. So that means that there's now only 1 random encounter that I haven't gotten yet. Give Beard, that's going to put me at 421 points. What's my experience at? 1023? Okay, at 1000 experience points, Saurus Rex will appear. I can do some save scumming to make him appear. At 1000 experience, you will also run into the Cheetar and the Mantray during the day now. So that's one reason that I don't get bothered if I don't see him at night. And yeah, I'm just save scumming this. There it is. This is Saurus Rex. He's worth 4 points. And he's the toughest random encounter you can find in the forest, but, well, he's nothing compared to the Minotaur or the Weapon Master. So, with Saurus Rex down, I'm now at 425 points, which means I can visit Baba Yaga one last time, because I picked up a magic mirror that I'm going to hold up. Time's coming up pretty soon. It's going to be when her dialogue pops up here, so... Time. So I'm going to hold up the magic mirror and reflect her spell back on her, and she's mad. And y'all can't see it on the restream, but I'm at 475 points of 500. I'll get another 2,500 when I go to the final ceremony.
GG.
GG, thank you. So interestingly, I seem to have put 35 minutes for my estimate, but that's going to be because the ending sequence takes 3 to 5 minutes to play out. So that is Quest for Glory 1. Yes, I love this game too. It is awesome.
That was another great run. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. The brigand band has been dispersed, their treasure has been reimbursed. Should I be letting this ending play out? Like, the ending music is very good.
Yeah, at this point we'd say so. Right now we are working on getting switched over to a new restreamer. So we definitely have time for this.
Sweet. Oh, I see Planet in chat saying VGA version's better. I disagree. I know a lot of old Sierra fans will prefer the remake of this game, but I'm a fan of the original. There's a few Sierra speedrunners. Quest for Glory 2, please. I would love to. How about I submit Quest for Glory 2 to Winter Pride?
That would be wonderful. We are always looking for all sorts of amazing submissions.
Sweet. I'll have to offer all 3 classes next time. I went with Fighter this time mainly because it's the one I'm most comfortable with, but Fighter is also by far the slowest. The Fighter's always the slowest.
So the next donation incentives that we have coming up are the Crystallis Randomizer, Name That Character, at 4 a.m. And the top and leading is Crab with $26, and second is Lobster with $25. Up to 6 characters for that name. And after that is a Pokemon, name Pokemon at 6:30 a.m. And the top leading ones are Squidward at $50 and Bear at $25, and the top 2 will win. So get your donations in for those incentives.
So one more nice thing about Quest for Glory, we'll be able to export my hero at the end of this game, and if I played Quest for Glory 2, I'd be able to import this hero and continue this hero. Oh, and this final screen will show that yes, I did get 500 points. Congratulations! Maximum possible score 500 of 500. Run validated.
Run validated.
And that's it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for the run. GG. And thank you for putting on an amazing show.